So, welcome everyone to week 13, or recap of week 13, here at Haibo Does Data, SmashUp's metrics review. As always, I'm joined by my co-host Owen. Owen, how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was wonderful. It was so good. I didn't come up with five things to talk about, but it was a pretty awesome week 13, was it not?
It was. I have to say, the NFL is just more fun when Jameis plays.
Oh.
Like,
Whew. Yeah, man. Well, crazy, right? I mean, there were three games over 40 points. So, I mean, and then you had like the Colts Patriots 1 point games. I mean, it was just a great mix of like shootouts. Chiefs again, right? Barely beat the Raiders by, again, just miracle wins there. So, I mean, I loved it. Bears Lions was even good. I mean, it was a very enjoyable week. It felt, it's this way obviously every year, but just from a smash up standpoint, setting some games on Thursday, taking some bad players, unfortunately, and then just having to stare at it until the Sunday game showed up in misery of like, why didn't I take better players on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was definitely the Thanksgiving week's always a little bit weird, right? You got your three games on Thursday, you got your game on Friday. We were talking about, the big card that came out last week, V for Victory, and you always have, and you probably know this a lot more than I do. You're a lot more tuned in on the, sports betting side of things. And I know every week, generally, even when you're kind of looking at the money line and so forth, like there's always some upsets, but it felt like last week there were some nail biters, but most of the teams that like were projected to win did end up pulling it out, like
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
more
I,
than
I I
usual.
think so, right? Vikings, they beat the Cardinals by one. So, I mean, it was all the folks that you thought were going to win ultimately did. I mean, same with the Panthers and the Bucks. I mean, the Panthers had that one, and the Bucks came back there with the field goal in overtime. So,
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm sure you enjoyed the Eagles Ravens game. Wasn't quite what we'd come to expect in the running back duel, but it was a very good game to watch.
Hmm. And Tucker, I don't know what's like he just
He's got the yip.
historically,
He's got
yeah,
the yips.
yeah, that's it's tough to see. I love Justin Tucker. I mean,
Yeah.
he has carried like as a kicker, he has definitely won me quite a few games. I know there's the whole, don't take a kicker till the very last round. I'll go a round or two before and take Tucker because
Yeah.
he just but this
It's
year.
not his year. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's the end of an era or what, but yeah, he doesn't look right.
Yeah. Well, let's get into the metrics then. Um, all right. Um, and again, last week was our charity tournament with Tackle Cancer Before the Snap. So for everyone that played last week, thank you. Thank you so much. We got a good number of players. And we're going to make a pretty sizable donation. So yeah, thank
Great.
you to kind of everyone who played. And from those lineups, we can take a look at what things look like. Um, Again, these weren't the highest scoring; these were just kind of the most popular players um, from last week, and definitely, I mean, I think Bucky Irving, like Bucky, was great, a great play. I mean,
Yeah.
he's taken over that backfield now, right? Like it's his
Oh yeah.
backfield now.
Yeah.
Um,
I played with Chad White because the touchdown regression, it's gonna swing back. Yeah, no, it did not. It's Bucky Irving and it's his backfield, no doubt about it.
mhm. And Jonu continues to just
Yeah.
be on
Yep.
a tear.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know if we'll when we're setting our lineup if we'll play him, but Trey McBride, he's going to catch some touchdowns, and the way I mean, I think he had 10 or 11 catches last. I mean, he's one that I've got my eye on, and I suspect a lot of other people will as well.
Hmm. And then kind of switching over to kind of the most played cards.
Oh wow, just
Pretty,
as surprised to see the two vanilla cards kind of leading the way there.
and I think this is the first week that Human Vulture's almost always been top two.
Hmm.
Not only is it not top two, it's like number seven. It dropped significantly this week.
Yeah.
Um, Great to see V for Victory. I mean, I know that was kind of the special card that we came out with. Lots of usage there.
Does
Um,
that, I'm sorry, Haibo to interrupt. Does that one, will we have that again this week? I have not looked. Is that now a card or
yes,
was that a
it's
one
a
week only?
permanent card. It's a
Awesome. Love
permanent
it.
card
Okay.
for
It was a
the
fun one.
yep for the rest of the season. So
Great.
yeah, very popular. Number four right there. We have to talk about Red CMC every week. And
Have
of
to.
course, kind of the weekly question, how many people hit Run CMC this week?
Two again? Maybe three.
Zero.
Zero.
Zero. So this is one of those,
Zero felt too obvious.
yeah. I mean it happens a decent amount. It happens a decent amount.
Yeah.
And then definitely I think we have like here we have Hellacious Halfbacks, Ride or Die, Home Field Advantage, four lineup cards here in the top 10. So definitely definitely great there.
You
Um
know, I know we don't want to jump to it just yet, but roulette got bit. We had talked about, oh man, if you could stack V for Victory, and you're like, well, they're priced in a different way. Well, the folks that have been playing single player and have accrued that bank account, they could stack the ride or die home field advantage. They could stack that. And boy, that got roulette but pretty good.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
um
still bitter.
I mean, we will take a look.
Yeah, I
I
know.
mean,
I'm jumping ahead, but it just I seeing that kind of made me upset.
I will say, I mean, and again, we're jumping ahead, but like, if Taysom Hill doesn't get injured, I think we
I know.
still like
I think you're
there were
right.
there were still some,
I think you're right.
yeah. So we will get
They
there,
got
but
lucky.
these are the top 10 combos. What I thought I would start doing is I would actually start just showing. These were the most popular combos, but I would just start showing how many points you would have got. I see
Wow.
a lot of zeros in there. The two run CMCs, as I said, nobody hit. Saquon did not hit Freight Train. I think his longest run was 23 yards or something like that.
Yeah, I was on the
Um,
touchdown, I think.
yep. Montgomery did not hit Roll of the Dice. Turpin plus special teams ace. I mean,
Yep,
you
that
know,
got us too.
two returns for -3 yards.
Yep.
Um,
Hasn't happened all year.
yes, sometimes it just happens.
Yep. 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 Yep.
And then Speed Demon on Nico Collins was a good play. And then Bruising Bell Cow. I mean, Bell Cow's expensive, but it's a pretty stable card. Like you know what you're going to get when you play
Hmm.
that card and mix in 20 carries there. So pretty solid. But some interesting combos there. One thing that I thought, remember last week? No, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? There have been a couple weeks where we had like 48 of the top 50 lineups had Jamar Chase, and 48 of the
Yeah.
top
Yeah.
50
Yeah.
lineups had Saquon Barkley.
Uh-huh.
Nobody broke above 25.
Okay. Yeah. Good
So
week. That's a fun week.
it's a good week. Yeah. There was no dominant like thing that happened. A lot of different ways to potentially win and play. So you can see of the top 50, right? I mean, Bucky Irving had 23, but really there was no
Yeah.
consensus player and there was no consensus card either.
Wow. That's
Only
cool.
13 of the top 50 had Hellacious Halfback, right? There wasn't like a dominant strategy or anything in there. So
Yep.
lots of pretty interesting things. There is one though. So he doesn't show up here, and he did not show up in our most popular. But when we think about the top 50, he was in the lineup for number one, number two, and number three. Any guesses on who that player is?
Let's see. Cavante Turpin.
Well, he was a contributor. He was a major contributor to them being number one, number two, and number three. He just wasn't popular,
Yeah. So
popularly
not
played.
Saquon because he's in there. I don't know. Did we play him with roulette?
Jameis,
Oh, James Winston. Okay. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
600 yards, six touchdowns.
Yeah, I should have thought of that.
Literally any quarterback card you played on, like the good card, the bad cards,
Didn't matter.
whatever you played,
Yeah.
it was a home run with Winston.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So let's take a look at the
Oh,
yeah,
nice card usage
Davis, right?
there.
Doing the good. Like this is super like I would never
What
have
a
played like
stack.
yeah, he's gonna throw for, a huge reception. Like, he's gonna hit the
Yeah.
Hail Mary 50-yard plus. He's also just gonna be incredibly inaccurate.
Man, oh, that's fun. Good for them for winning with that.
Yeah, this was so project 24 points on projectile dysfunction means that he had 24 incompletions. That's absurd. 24 incompletions. How oh my God, that's incredible. Um and Judy, I mean Judy just
Yeah, what a combo there.
yeah. Um
Yeah, I mean, you look at that. I mean, you had Irving and McLaughlin did all right, but Chuba kind of was a bomb. Kittle was a
mhm.
bust, right? Yeah,
Yep.
so it's a good lineup. Fun.
And then here at number two, Jameis again, this
The
time with
goldfish.
goldfish memory.
Yeah.
Is it three turnover? Yeah, three turnovers, two pick sixes, almost three pick sixes. That last interception
Uh-huh.
almost went for a third one. And then
It's good to see someone else get special teams ace with Chestnut there. I like that. I love the fun. I love the fun combos. You can like dig a little deeper here to get some good plays.
mhm. And then the takeaway car, uh, the Denver
Yeah.
defense with Jameis
Yep.
is also good plays. Good plays.
Yeah,
Um,
Lad McConkey, man, he was on fire that first half, but then just kind of hurt his shoulder and never really. I mean, he didn't leave the game, but he didn't do much in the second half because man, he was crushing it there for a while.
mhm. Yep. One one person I wanted to highlight here too. Um, the nice kind of V for victory here for 24
Yeah,
points. But Bowers,
yeah.
um, anti-hero and all-pro tight end, 62 points.
Jeez.
There are a couple like last year we saw a lot of triple stacks on tight ends. I know this year tight ends have been
Yeah.
not nearly as good, but Bowers and Jonnu, like, there's a place for potentially triple stack tight end cards in there. But anyway, a very egalitarian week, I would say. Lots of different
Yeah.
players, lots of different cards, no dominant strategy. So um, one card though I wanted to highlight, it's not very popular, I would say. You don't really see this a lot, but I think it's just a super underused card. I think it's actually one of the best cards in the game.
We might have to
But
use it with roulette, whatever it's going to be. It sounds like we're
so
using it this
it's
week.
here. This one's from a homie.
Yeah.
Five of the top, 50. So it is, it's up there, but generally speaking, not that many people play it. And I don't know if it's because it's a little bit confusing what it does. Basically, every completed pass is worth 1 point. Every incomplete pass is worth minus zero point 0.5. So you basically want accuracy. This is a card that's like the more accurate the quarterback, the higher the points you're going to get. You want a lot of passes and you want accuracy. But for 3,000, like when we think
Yeah.
about, the cards in this range, like a lot of the 4,000 cards are hit, 50-50 on if you get 30 points or not. And this is
Yep.
a card that's $1,000 cheaper and it can consistently get you mid 20s. Like this was the score this past week. So this past week, Tua went 37 for 46. This card would have gotten you over 30 points on Tua. Russell Wilson, 29 of 38. Um, Kyler just it was a volume game for Kyler.
That's right.
Um, and then Burrow and Jaden Daniels had quite a week. I mean, you don't generally think like,
No, just
accuracy
efficient.
wise,
Yeah.
but 25 of 30 and that's and then the all-time high this year, week 5, Kirk Cousins,
That was a
42 of
monster
50.
week. Yeah.
Um, 58 passes. That's nuts. That's nuts. I don't think I can throw 50. Like,
No,
it's just,
not for more than like 7 yards.
yeah. This is a very solid value card. And I want to just highlight, I think, it should be used more. It can pair pretty well if you think of QB stacks. Like if you go for like the pocket passer who's very accurate, pairing this with cannon arm or something like that, like you could put together kind of the opposite of the Jameis, like, slinging it type of thing. Like the
Yeah.
quarterbacks that are your pocket passers, this, high volume, accurate, um, could be a good one here.
Yeah, no, I like it. And you know what it makes me think of, Haibo? We talked about earlier, right? Like you I mean, yeah, obviously you've got to pick somewhat correctly. You can't just throw a dart there, but it's a lot like bruising bell cow for a lot less. You kind of know what you're going to get. You're going to get 20 points for $3,000 if you don't totally blow it. Bruising
Hmm.
bell cow, you're going to get 20 points for, I don't, what is it, 5,000,
Yeah.
50,000. So I don't know.
Hmm.
It's this, yeah, we're using it this week. I don't know who we're going to play it on yet, but we're using it.
Yeah. I mean, Tua, I think's been in the top 3 or 4 for this card for a couple weeks. I mean, he's getting back into it. Like, he's a good target potentially.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Um,
They got the Jets this week in their home, so we'll see.
yeah. All right. So switching to campaign. Um, I mean, Fitz just crushed everybody.
Yeah.
Only 7 people out of 241. Uh, yeah, he just laid down the hammer.
All right, Haibo, I want to make a suggestion. I think this graphic next week, I think we should show all of the coaches' scores.
Okay,
Where did Roulette and West Coast Smash Mouth Deadeye Newbie? And I have a feeling we're about to unveil number 6.
we are. So unfortunately, we did not run the table this week. So that means 12 people are moving on to the sixth and final boss. And so, drum roll. Um, Final boss.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there he is, hoodie. It's a scary looking picture. I have to, I think Chris Bunn is our graphics art director, and it's a great image.
Outdid himself here. This is great.
Steve Hoodie Henry, just a guy who loves to wear hoodies. How scary can Steve Henry be? By the way, just like a little trivia question. Do you know why we called Hoodie Steve Henry?
I do not. I'm not even going to try to guess. I'd embarrass myself.
So this is oh man, I'm gonna have to look this up briefly. Um, but oh my God. Um, so if you were to pick, who if you were to pick just off the top of your head, like this is supposed to be, he's the final boss, he's the GOAT. Who would you say is the GOAT NFL coach?
I mean, it's clearly Joe Gibbs, but I know that no one wants to say that. So I'm guessing Belichick, who wore a hoodie, right? So
Yep.
that's
So
what you guys
clearly
are going with,
Belichick.
even though we all know it was Joe Gibbs.
Who would you say is two? Belichick has
Joe
six.
Gibbs, he's also two. A lot of people would say probably Tom Landry. I'm guessing he'd get some votes up there. Bill Walsh, right? 49ers. I
Hmm.
don't know.
So Belichick has
Not Steve
six
Henry. Not Steve Henry.
six Super Bowls. There's a bunch of coaches, not a bunch. There's like 3 or 4 coaches, and with 3 Super Bowls, but one with 4. There's a sole second place for number of Super Bowls, and it is Chuck Noll from the Steelers.
Yep, yep, yep. That makes sense.
Um, so Steve happens to be Belichick's middle name, and Henry happens to be Chuck Noll's middle name.
There
And
we go. Well,
so
that is great
that's
trivia that I never would have gotten.
this was the little kind of Easter egg for why we call him that. But
There we go.
yeah, is the best, and he's gonna come at you with the most ridiculous card that we have. Um, he also kind of looks like a Sith Lord, so we kind of made the card, very Star Warsy themed with kind of the Death Star, like um,
Dude, that is nuts. All players.
all players. So you're basically facing a lineup that's just straight up 1.75 times whatever it is. Um, and if their lineup score is 100, this card's giving them 75 extra points.
Plus, they've got
Um,
12,000 to use on other cards.
exactly.
Yeah.
This is going to
This
be
is one, and again, we know that folks have probably what, 18.5 or 19,000 in there. I mean, the way you use cards is going to be critical to beat Hoodie, no doubt about it.
hmm And it's not just, anyone setting the lineup. We have
Jeez.
Erickson, Andrew Erickson.
Yeah.
Folks listening may know him from Fantasy Pros. He's one of their main content creators. He's huge in the field. Also, spent many years with Pro Football Focus, with betting pros, fantasy pros. Uh, it's going to be
He's going to know
tough.
how to play cards. I have no doubt about
It's going to be
it.
tough. It's
This
going to
is going to be
be
tough.
Yeah. So I love your idea, by the way, Owen. Next week we're gonna list out all the boss's points, and
Yep.
we will see. We will
And
see.
it's not apples to apples. Maybe we need to show lineup score and then card score because it's obviously people have some different things, but I think that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, to kind of cap it off today, we're doing this on Wednesday, meaning that lineups are open. So just like the first week when we did it live and we crushed all comers, let's maybe try tap into that magic again. And so, and just a little bit of a reflection here. We didn't do so. We were 158. We weren't that like there was number one Star Kid clearly just
Yeah, great
had a
lineup.
great lineup. Um, Here 182 pretty solid. Then a
Yep.
slew of people in the 168s. Like
They
we were
stacked the
only
Lions. And you know what they didn't do? I don't know who all these people are. They obviously have to know each other. They didn't
Mhm.
play Laporta. So you're running a stack on the Lions and you leave off the guy that gets two touchdowns. So I'm not bitter. You guys won, but you didn't set a good lineup, okay?
10 points off and 10 points. I mean,
Yep. We had
Turpin
a
and
dud
Taysom
there.
Hill, those are the
And
two.
Taysom
Like, I think if Taysom Hill just didn't get hurt, we would have got it. If Turpin just didn't have negative
didn't
yards,
have negative yards. We get it. And look at that, the Bucks defense, right? Like, I mean, geez, 2 points against the Panthers. Like, oh.
yeah. Also, we had 7 shots at risk it for the biscuit, and we hit one of them. So
Yeah, well, to be fair, Taysom, we kind of knew that one wasn't going to hit, right? That was that he's not going to throw it for 50 yards, but again, that injury just crushed us.
yeah, yeah.
Ah, that was a good lineup. I stand by it. We got beat. We'll take our loss.
Well, we have we'll have our redemption this week. By the way, I don't know if everyone noticed, we have there's some new just kind of there's a new scoreboard. And if you have kind of your lineups, we had some UI updates. So hopefully it makes things a little bit easier for kind of folks to see. We'd love to hear your feedback on the new UI. I actually think I think it looks awesome. So
Yeah, it
um,
does.
definitely excited to kind of see how that looks. But anyway, back to setting our lineup this week.
And listen,
So
this is what you're seeing here. We may change it. There could be changes, late breaking news. I think that's just a fair thing to say.
so let's start with you want to go with this one's from a homie.
I do. I do. Listen, I don't, if you want to go Tua, I think I'm good with Tua. The other names that I would throw out would be folks like Baker Mayfield, Burrow, and Geno Smith. Mahomes also, he kind of throws a lot, but those would be sort of my high completion, high attempts guys. Burrow and Smith are the leaders right now.
So
Tua was hurt, but I'd go with him too if you like him.
So I really like Burrow. So just given risk it for the biscuit, like you want the guy who can also just throw that 50 yard
Let's
with the
stack him with
receiver.
Chase. Stack him with
Exactly.
Chase.
Like let's do Burrow and Chase. Um,
Oh, this is fun too because I personally Turpin's not going to get, he's not going to have negatives. I'd go back to Turpin and look at that, man. We've got 3 Monday nights. People are going to be thinking they got us, and then that Monday night game's going to hit, and we're just going to come storming back.
yeah, I love that. Let's do let's see. We're gonna do this one's from Mahomey on Burrow. Let's do Turpin, use this search feature here. Let's do Turpin 3600. I mean, that's just a steal.
Yep. And listen, he catches bombs. He could get a 40 yarder.
Yeah. Yep. Um, all right. So I
Well, I
like
said it
that.
earlier. I'd like to play McBride at tight end. Let's see what his price is.
It's the
Yeah,
second tight end, but
he's going to catch a touchdown this week. I feel good about it.
you want to do anti-hero on McBride?
Yeah, yeah,
Let's do it. Spotify, by the way, do you use Spotify?
all the time. Yeah, I've got to do
So
my yeah.
Spotify Wrapped just came out, I think. So, I can see your stuff there. But to no surprise, Taylor Swift, I think, was the most listened to thing on Spotify. And figure we gotta throw Tay
Let's do
Tay
it. Yep,
and
I like it.
anti-hero out there. So let's see, we have 4,500 in our cards. What can we do for that? Um,
Well, let's see. We don't have any running backs yet.
okay, let's
I mean, do we go? I mean, Bucky's been hot. Do we kind of hop on the Bucky train?
um oh man,
He's
he's looking.
questionable. Yee, I don't know.
Um, let's see. Does not practice on Wednesday. Oh,
You know what? I think he'll be all right. But
yeah.
and again, this
Yeah.
is where we can come back and change some stuff.
Let's do it. Let's take Bucky. Um, I feel like Saquon against the Panthers. Terrible
Put him
run
in. Put him
D.
in. Put him in, and let's see what we got. Because now we're gonna have to put our defense and our kicker in and see where we're at. Because our player budget,
Yeah.
we might have to leave something off with this.
Um, so I would say, given Biscuit, we should put in a flex and then just maybe punt on one of these two.
Okay. All right. What do we have? We got 8,900.
Yeah. So we can take anybody basically
Yeah.
um, at the flex.
So
But
I will tell you. So I got it pulled up. Here are receivers that have had over 40 yards. Jamar Chase, 7 catches over 40. Terry McLaurin over five. Jaden Reed, 5. And Alec Pierce, 5. So those are kind of our receiver. Now, if we come and look at running backs with over 30 yards, we've got Saquon at 9, Derrick Henry at 7, and then Bucky Irving at 5. Mixon and Jacobs and J.K. Dobbins all have 4 runs over 30 yards. So, yeah, we could take a swing. Are the Colts playing this week?
I think they may be on a bye. I don't
Yeah, I don't think
see.
the yeah, I don't think the Colts are playing.
Yeah. Um,
So no Pierce.
and no Terry.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I said
Eh,
Jaden Reed. He's going Thursday night. He
Okay.
could be a good one.
I like that. Yeah. Let's go with Jaden Reed.
And then we'll definitely be able to get at least a kicker or a defense in.
So kicker, we can basically take anybody. Defense, we can take the Jets onwards.
Let's do a kicker. Let's just
Okay.
leave defense off because we won't play a defense and we might tweak it, but let's man, do we maybe the Ravens are off. Yeah, the Ravens are off.
Hmm.
Okay, so I was going to say we could go to Tucker.
Yeah. Um,
You want to do Aubrey? Do we stay on the Monday night theme?
we could do Aubrey. Yeah, let's do Aubrey.
All right, now we got
So
4,500 left. Do we do a double doink?
um, oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, let's do it. It paid off last time, and
Yeah, that was our
it's
shutout lineup. We go back to the well.
that's just a fun thing to see. And so right now we got scramble spikes, probably not on Burrow.
No.
And
What about
then
not so wide receiver? I know it's a risk. I don't love it. I don't love what we've left ourselves. Do we get rid of double doink maybe?
yeah, if we get rid of double joink, so
Because
if we remove
I don't love what we've left ourselves with here.
so if we remove double joink, um, we can go so all the way up. We have quite a bit. Um, Mr. Relevant, we could hit one of the 30 or not. Well, probably shouldn't. Just do V for victory.
I don't know.
If
That scares me. We got too many Cowboys, and like right, we got the Bengals against the Cowboys, so we're
that's
kind of
true. That's
capping
true.
ourselves.
Um,
I mean, we could go all Burrow and do like starting QB. I know that's about 4,000. I think it's off the screen.
yeah, we could do that.
We could just do that and leave 500 on the table.
Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna bet on the Burrow chase,
Yeah,
and
we are. We're heavy on Burrow and Chase, but that's all right.
yeah, this
Okay, yeah,
is
this could change. This is interesting. Look at us leaving someone off. That's an interesting feeling.
yeah, and I feel good with our shots. Like I feel like with our seven, I have to imagine Saquon's gonna get one. I feel like Chase is gonna get one. Like
Yeah.
I think we're gonna hit a couple on this, and
Yeah, people better hope we don't put a 120 up on Risk It for the Biscuit.
yeah, yeah. All right.
This is
Well,
great. Okay.
yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes, and
Yep.
yeah, we will see. And yeah, for everyone listening, go and set your lineups. And best of luck this week. And yeah, Owen, good luck with your other lineups. And yeah, we'll come back and see how we did next week.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get past Fitz and Smash Mouth. So I think I've been on it for like 3 weeks in a row. So maybe this is the week.
All right. Well, have a good
Awesome.
rest of your week, and yeah,
Yep.
we'll see you next week.
See you guys next week. Good luck.
All right. Bye.